Hi guys, good morning. We're starting a new week and we are moving closer towards CAT 2020 by now starting off with CAT 2017, because slot 1 and slot 2 papers. Before we dive in guys, a quick introduction. Hi, I'm Munira Lokhandwala and I'm Calcutta alumna, a serial 100 percentiler in CAT and 99 percentile in GMAT. I also have a CAT verbal book published by Wiley and available on Amazon. You can find me on the Unacademy Crack Cat channel and you can also find me on the Unacademy app. तो प्लीज आप ऐप पे जाके प्ले स्टोर जाके गूगल फॉर द ऐप एंड इंस्टॉल इट. Within that, you need to sign up for the Plus CAT courses, guys, and get subscription. So these 30 plus hours and 14 plus top educators are slightly old figures. We have close to 1,000 educators spread across a lot of courses. So you will definitely find a good match for what you want for your CAT preparation, right? So with subscription to go for, we can discuss towards the end of the lecture. You can use my code Munira10 to get 10% discount, right? So as usual, we will start off from the puzzle that I gave you all last time, right? So you have a rectangle which is divided into 4 rectangles. So let's just draw neat. Let's hope it's neat, guys. You're not bad. Okay. So one rectangle and that's divided into 4 rectangles. Out of which this is 9, this is 10 and this is 15. Correct? So there is a ratio from yahan, right, from this rectangle to this rectangle. What is the ratio? The ratio is basically 9:10. Now that's pretty clear. Now why does this difference in area exist? दोनों का height तो same ही है ना? They both share the same height. This difference in the area, this ratio exists, guys, because ये दोनों का base is different, breadth is different, right? Breadth. Okay. Now, because these two are in the ratio 9:10, now the ratio of the area must be the ratio of these two. तो वही 9:10 ratio यहाँ पे भी होगा. So if this is 15, guys, this has to be 9 by 10 times of 15, which is 13.5. So this is going to be 13.5, and hence you can find the full rectangle area also, correct? And if you notice, the ratio of these two rectangles also, which is 2:3, 10 and 15, ये दोनों का area, right, will differ because their height is different. And we're getting the same ratio here, 2:3. So obviously you don't need all this to solve. Only the 9:10 is enough, but I'm just, opening our minds to all kinds of possibilities here, right? So great. Let's start off with VARC for 2017. So this is the first passage. As I've told you guys, ये official IIMs ने release किया है, that is the paper, right? This is the slot 1 paper. And you also have the answers given for each of these questions. So we are going to work with the official, paper and the official answers. If there is some upar niche, we'll talk about it, okay? So as usual, guys, there is the PDF in the link. आप PDF पहले download कीजिए. Solve these questions. It is better still if you can take the test. It's available to be taken, right? So take the full test. That would be best. But even if that's not possible, at least you take this section before you come for the video solutions. If not, you should pause here, read this part, right? And then pause here, read this part, and then go for the questions, right? So let us just read this together now. Understanding where you are in the world is a basic survival skill, which is why we, like most species, come hardwired with specialized brain areas to create cognitive maps of our surroundings. Where humans are unique, though, with the possible exception of honeybees, is that we try to communicate this understanding, right, of the world with others. We have a long history of doing this by drawing maps. The earliest version yet discovered was scrawled on cave walls. So, they're saying long back, from even 14,000 years ago, we are used to not just knowing maps ourselves, but drawing it and sharing it with other people of our community, right? Human cultures have been drawing them on stone tablets, on papyrus, which was the early paper, and now computer screens. So everyone, all of us, like to work with maps. Given such a long history of human map making, it's perhaps surprising that only within the last 100 years that North has been consistently considered to be at the top. In fact, for much of human history, North almost never appeared at the top according to Jerry Broughton, a map historian. North was rarely put at the top for the simple fact that North is where darkness comes from. West is also very unlikely to be put at the top because West is where the sun disappears. Confusingly, early Chinese maps seem to buck this trend. But Broughton says even though they did have compasses at the time, that isn't the reason they played north at the top. So guys, wait, let's understand this. Okay? This guy, he's the guy who has analyzed, right? Broughton. He says that only recently north has come to the top of the map. Which means what ke jab hum world ka dekhte hai, right? Whenever we draw maps, we put north here, south here, east here, and west. So north is at top. Even the compass, right, points like this with north towards the top. Okay. So he's saying that it's a recent phenomenon that it is on the top, right? Because for a long time, north was where the darkness was, so it was not at the top. Early Chinese maps buck this trend. They go against this trend, which means early Chinese went against not having north on the top, which means they had north at the top. So we should do this, guys, while we are reading. It's important to follow the trend of logic, right? Don't focus so much on facts. So as I keep saying, right, it's 14,000 hai, 12,000 hai, 10,000 hai, it doesn't matter, correct? Stone tablets, this is obvious. Don't focus on facts. Focus on where the author is going. Okay, so this means that China was putting north on top because they were going against the trend of not putting north on top. Okay, but Broughton says even though they did have compasses at the time, that isn't the reason they placed north at the top. That's what we are saying, right? Early Chinese compasses were actually oriented to point south, which was considered to be more desirable than deepest dark north. But in Chinese maps, the emperor who lived in the north of the country was always put at the top of the map with everyone else, right? So the emperor was put in the north because the emperor liked to face the south, right? And his loyal subjects had to look up towards him, right? So the emperor looks south because that's where the winds come from. North is very good, but you are in a position of subjection or subjugation to the emperor, so you look up to him, right? Great. Let's look at the next part. Given that each culture has a very different idea of who or what they should look up to, it is perhaps not surprising that there's very little consistency in which way early maps pointed. So all religions don't agree where they should look up to. So there's no consistency. In ancient Egyptian times, the top of the world was east. Okay, so Egypt thought the top of the world was east, which is the position of sunrise. Islamic maps favored south at the top because most of the early Muslim cultures were north of Mecca. So this is Mecca, they were here. So they were looking south towards Mecca. Okay. And Christian maps from the same era called Mappa Mundi put east at the top towards the Garden of Eden with Jerusalem in the center. So when did everyone get together and decide that north was the top? It's tempting to put it down to European explorers like Christopher Columbus and Ferdinand Magellan, who were navigating by the North Star, but Broughton argues that these early explorers, didn't think of the world like that at all. When Columbus described the world, it is in accordance with east being at the top. Columbus says he's going towards paradise, so his mentality is from a medieval Mappa Mundi. So this is what Columbus believes in. We've got to remember, as Broughton, that at the time no one knows what they were doing and where they were going. Fair enough. So I think we have mostly understood, right? What is this trying to say? कि north top पे क्यों आया और क्यों नहीं था, right? Where did people put? What did people put on top at the map and why? It's only about the top of the map and nothing else, right? So now let's look at questions. Which one of the following best describes what the passage is trying to do? It questions an explanation about how maps are designed. There is no explanation. See, there is questioning, but it's not questioning a particular explanation. It's trying to find out how the north came on top. It is not saying कि ये है वजह north इसलिए top पे आए and let's question this explanation. There is no explanation given. They're trying to find out. So A is wrong. Okay. It corrects a misconception about the way maps are designed. This looks good because it's saying कि only recently north came on top and let's see why. Correct? So B looks good, we'll keep it. It critiques a methodology used to create maps. अभी तक तो how maps are created has not been spoken about, right? तो methodology to create maps ही बात नहीं किया है, तो critique कैसे होगा? तो C is out. It explores some myths about maps. No, there is not myths in plural. There is only one thing spoken about here. What is on top and why, right? So अगर दो तीन चीजें बात की गई होती कि okay, this is south, east, why latitude, why longitude, then you could have explored these myths, right? But there's only one thing being spoken about. So out of the options, B is your best answer. Okay. Early maps did not put north at the top for all of the reasons except because north was the source of darkness, that's given clearly, right? South was favored by some emperors. First of all, only China का emperor का बात किया है. Okay. And China में तो north top पे था. So this is clearly wrong. Correct? We are looking at why north was not at the top, and you have an option which has north at the top. So this option is wrong. So B is looking good. East and south were more important for religious reasons. Yeah, south, because north of Mecca people are looking at south, and east because the Mapa Mundi mentality. So C is a reason. So C is out. East was considered by some to be a more positive direction. Yeah, the sunrise thing and all, right? So D is also possible. Here, B is the one that is clearly giving us something incorrect. So that's your answer. According to the passage, early Chinese maps placed north at the top because the Chinese invented the compass. ये तो कुछ बताया नहीं है कि they invented the compass. Wrong. Chinese emperor appreciated the winds from the south. That is true, but that's not the main reason. The Chinese emperor wanted to face the south, and people had to look up to the emperor. So the emperor is at the north because he's facing the south, and people have to look up to the emperor, right? So this is part of the reason. North was considered the most desirable bakwas. They wanted to show, that's the main reason. The emperor was in the north, and people wanted to show respect to the emperor. So the answer is option B. Next. It can be inferred from the passage that European explorers like Columbus and Magellan set the precedent for north up maps. No, so if you go back, right, where these guys are mentioned, yeah, it's tempting to put it down, argues that they did not put the north at top. They wanted east to be at top because they believe that that's where paradise is. Okay, that's how these two guys are mentioned. So they didn't get the north up maps, right? So A is wrong. Navigated by the compass is not mentioned. Used an eastward, yeah, they thought east was at top because of Garden of Eden. Garden of Eden comes in the Bible. So that is religious reasons. Navigated with the help of early maps, perhaps, but this is not clearly given, right? So you have whether they are using early maps earlier than where they were or current maps of those time. ये early का कुछ बताया नहीं गया है, right? So D is also wrong. C is best. Which one of the following about the northern orientation of modern maps is asserted? It is nothing is known कि why north is on top. Correct? So China का बताया गया है कि they put earlier, but as of right now, why north is on top has not been mentioned only, right? So understanding of magnetic north, no. European explorers didn't help. Influence of no, Christians also thought east is on top. So best is D because really nothing is mentioned. The role of natural phenomena in influencing map making is seen most clearly in Islamic thought, Mecca ke wajah se, right? South should be on top. So there is religious here. Chinese mein there is the emperor respect thing. So there's no natural phenomena. Christian also you have religious. That's also out. It's only Egyptian maps if you go back and check, guys, right? Let's come back here. It's only Egyptian maps that looked at east because that's where the sunrise is from. Where is it? I think it's on the next page. Yeah. The top of the world was east because that's where the sun rose. Now, sunrise is a natural phenomena. So the only possible option is A. Right? So fourth question, it is C. This is D and this is A. Right? Great. Let's look at the next passage. So this is not a very difficult passage, guys. Slightly more difficult to read than some of the other passages, but in terms of answers and all, it's very clear, right? That what the answer should be. There are no confusing options. Let's read this. As usual, please read, right? And you can pause and read here. You can pause and read here. I used a smartphone GPS to find my way through the cobblestone maze. Oh, bapre. We read one map and now you have GPS. In search of a handmade machine that changed the world more than any other invention. Near a 13th century cathedral in this city, Swiss city on the shores of a lovely lake, I found what I was looking for, a Gutenberg printing press. This was the internet of its day, at least as influential as the iPhone, said Gabriel, the director of the Museum of the Reformation, toying with a replica of Johann Gutenberg's great invention, which is the printing press. Before the invention of the printing press, it used to take 4 months up to a year to produce a single book. With the advance, one press could crank out 3,000 pages a day. Before long, average people could travel to places that used to be unknown to them with maps. Medical information passed more freely and quickly, diminishing the sway of quacks. The printing press offered the prospect that tyrants would never be able to kill a book or suppress an idea. Gutenberg's brainchild broke the monopoly that clerics had on scripture, and later, stirred by pamphlets from a version of that same press, the American colonies rose up against a king and gave birth to a nation. Isn't this great? Look at what books have done, right? The printing press also got the book in place, guys, the books that we read. So, yeah, it was a very important invention because it could quickly produce books, and because of that, a lot of information spread rapidly, right? So, just examples are given. Otherwise, that's the main part. So, a question in the summer of this 10th anniversary of the iPhone. Has the device that is perhaps the most revolutionary of all time given us a single magnificent idea? Nearly every advancement of the written word through new technology has also advanced humankind. Sure, you can say the iPhone changed everything by putting the world's recorded knowledge in the palm of a hand. It revolutionized work, dining, travel, and socializing. It made us more narcissistic. Here is more of me doing cool stuff. And it unleashed an army of awful trolls. We no longer have the patience to sit through a baseball game without that reach to the pocket. And one more casualty of Apple selling more than 1 billion phones in a decade's time. Daydreaming has become a lost art, so most of us don't daydream. That's true. So here the author is questioning that Jitna, the printing press has changed the world. Did the iPhone change it so much? So he's giving positive ideas, right? That because of the iPhone, your work, dining, travel has changed. You have become narcissistic, and you have an awful army of trolls, and you just keep looking at your phone, which means you don't daydream that much. So there have been changes, right? For all of that, I'm still waiting to see if the iPhone can do what the printing press did for religion and democracy. Right? So examples are given that how clerics lost their power and how the Americans brought about a nation. So printing press ka religion and democracy pe sway tha. The Geneva Museum makes a strong case that the printing press opened more minds than anything else. It's hard to imagine the French or American revolutions without those enlightened voices in print. Not long after Steve Jobs introduced his iPhone, he said the bound book was probably headed for history's attic. Not so fast. After a period of rapid growth in ebooks, something closer to the medium for Chaucer's volumes has made a great comeback. So Chaucer's volumes ka medium is your book, printed book. The hopes of, this is basically, ye sab dekho bakwas nahi actually. They're just lengthening the sentence. This actually just means a printed book because that was the medium for these volumes. The hope of the iPhone and the internet in general was that it would free people in closed societies, but the failure of the Arab Spring and the continued suppression of ideas in North America, China, and Iran has not borne that out. The iPhone is still young. It has certainly been one of the most important, world changing, and successful products in history, as Apple CEO Tim Cook said, but I'm not sure the world changed for the better with the iPhone as it did with the printing press or merely changed. So the net conclusion here is that iPhone has not affected democracy that much. There are still problems in countries, right, politically. Of course, it's still too young, and the author is not sure whether it has changed for the better, but of course, it has changed. Okay, and the way the tone is, the author is in fact pretty sure that there's just some change, but not change for the better. Okay, now let's look at questions. The printing press has been likened to the internet for which one of the following reasons? So, it enabled rapid access to new information and the sharing of new ideas. Yes, that's what it did, right? That quickly you could get 3,000 pages done, and all the medical history, maps, etc. could be forwarded. So A is looking good. It represented new and revolutionary technology compared to the past. अभी printing press का past के साथ there has been no comparison. वो monks का idea है, of course, कि they used to take so many 1 year, etc. But there is no new and revolutionary का, there's this word revolutionary which causes revolutions. It caused the American Revolution, but the technology itself was not revolutionary, right? So B is wrong because of these reasons. It encouraged reading among people by giving them access to thousands of books. Whether it encouraged reading or not, we don't know. It gave people access to pamphlets and literature, several languages, not mentioned, right? So answer is option A. And you also have to see what is the similarity between printing press and internet. This is the similarity. Encourage reading, the internet has not encouraged reading, right? So you want to look at something that is common to both the things, and this is the thing that's common to both: rapid access to new information and sharing of new ideas. According to the passage, the invention of the printing press did all of the following except it promoted. So what did it not do? Promoted the spread of enlightenment. Yes, American, French Revolution, dono ke liye the printing press was helpful. So A was done, right? Hence, it is not the answer. It gave people direct access. Yes, this happened because of printing press. You want accept, please remember, right? Shortened the time taken, that is also clearly given. It enabled people to perform various tasks simultaneously. ये तो अभी भी हम अच्छे से नहीं करते, right? So the printing press has nothing to do with multitasking. So this is your answer. Steve Jobs predicted which one of the following with the introduction of the iPhone? He said, right, okay, iPhone, and we are looking at books only right now. Okay, with the iPhone, uh, yes, here. The bound book, he's saying that nobody will read books. Correct? Nobody will read printed books. So people would switch from reading on the internet to reading on their iPhones. See, A में problem ये है ना कि books, printed books और iPhones में कोई connection नहीं है. इंटरनेट रीडिंग हो और प्रिंटेड बुक हो, उसमें कोई कनेक्शन नहीं है. सो ए इज रॉन्ग. पीपल वुड लूज इंटरेस्ट इन हिस्टोरिकल ट्रेडिशनल. कौन से बुक्स के बारे में तो बात ही नहीं है. प्रोडक्शन ऑफ बुक्स वुड फॉल बट ई बुक्स वुड नॉट फॉल. सो डी इज ऑल्सो रॉन्ग. C is right. Reading printed books, people will read less of books, printed books. They will read more on the iPhone. So answer is option C. So you have A here, B here, and C. Right? Great. Let's look at the next 3 questions. I'm still waiting to see if the iPhone can do what the printing press did for freedom and democracy. And what does the author think? That no, right? The iPhone has not helped North Korea or the Arab suppression. So it has not helped democracy. So rise of religious groups का example नहीं दिया है. Correct? Trolling narcissism has nothing to do with democracy per se. Continued suppression ये तो clearly दिया है guys. If you see, right, closed society सब बराबर से बोला है. Internet that would free people in closed societies. Correct? But the failure of the Arab Spring. So this is very clearly given. So your answer is C is looking good. Decline in reading habits among those who, this has nothing to do with religion and democracy, right? So D is also out and your answer is option C. The author attributes the French and American revolutions to the invention of the printing press because, not because of maps, revolutions happened, right? So A is wrong. See, what does the printing press do, guys? It's rapid spread of information. That's what it did. And it exposed people to freedom and democracy also. So B is looking good. It encouraged religious freedom among the people by destroying the monopoly of religious leaders on the scriptures. This revolution more has to do with democracy and politics. It doesn't have to do that much with religion, right? So C is wrong. It made available revolutionary strategies and opinions to the people. No, yeah, no strategy is spoken about. So the best option is option B. The main conclusion of the passage is that the new technology has some advantages that are outweighed. Is that the main conclusion? See, the main conclusion is right at the end here, that there is change, but it's not change for the better. So now if you look at it, some advantages perhaps, but let's keep it right now till we find something better. So far not, this is awesome. It has changed, but not as much as the printing press. The printing press by comparison wins. So B is better than A. Been disappointing because it's changed society too rapidly? No, it is not about how rapidly it has changed or not changed, right? So C is out. Being more wasteful than the printing press because people spend some, in fact iPhone की वजह से daydreaming कम हो गया है, तो ये गलत है. B is wrong. So your answer is option B. Right? Great. Let's look at the next passage. This year alone, more than 8,600 stores could close according to industry estimates. Many of them, the brand name anchor outlets that real estate developers once stumbled over themselves to quote. Already there have been 5,300 retail closings this year. Sears Holding, which owns Kmart, said in March that there's substantial doubt it can stay in business altogether and will close 300 stores this year. So far this year, 9 national retail chains have filed for bankruptcy. So main thing here is that all these retail mall wale stores are closing. Alag example, all saying the same thing. Local jobs are a major casualty of what analysts are calling, with only a hint of hyperbole, the retail apocalypse. So the author is saying that no, there is a retail problem. He's saying there's only a small hint. Hyperbole is when you exaggerate. Since 2002, department stores have lost 4 lakh jobs, a 25% decline, while the number of store closures this year is on pace to surpass the worst depths of the Great Recession. So it is very close to a Great Recession, right? The Great Recession, which happened in the 1930s. The growth of online retailers, meanwhile, has failed to offset those losses. तो अगर ऑफलाइन दुकानें बंद हो रही है तो ऑनलाइन रिटेल्स का इतना दुकान नहीं खुला है, because the number of jobs added is less than the numbers of jobs lost. That's very clear. So it has not added enough. Some of those jobs can be found in the massive distribution centers Amazon has opened across the country, often not too far from the malls the company helped shutter. Okay. So some of these extra jobs Amazon only gave and not too far from the malls that the company helped close down. But those are workplaces, not gathering places. What? These places. Amazon ka distribution center. The mall was a workplace and a gathering place. In the 61 years since the first enclosed one opened in suburban Minneapolis, the shopping mall has been where a huge swath of middle class America went for far more than shopping. It was the home of first jobs and blind dates, the place for family photos and ear piercings, where gods and grandmothers could somehow walk through the same doors and find something they all liked. Okay, so and in the 61 years, right, the shopping mall has done a lot of these things. People went for shopping. It was a place where people had their first job, their blind date, family photo, etc. It was a place where a lot of things happened. Sure, the food was lousy for you, and the oceans of parking lots encouraged car heavy development, something now scorned by contemporary planners. But for better or worse, the mall has been America's public square for the last 60 years. That's where people met, it was a gathering place. So, what happens when it disappears? Think of your mall. Okay. Or think of the one you went to as a kid. Think of the perfume clouds in the department stores, the fountain splashing below the skylights, the cinnamon wafting from the food court. As far back as ancient Greece, societies have congregated around a central marketplace. In medieval Europe, they were outside cathedrals for half of the 20th century, and almost 20 years into the new one, much of America has found their agora, their place of meeting on the terrazzo between Orange Julius and Sbarro, Walnut Books, and the Gap. So this is basically the mall. All these shops are found in the mall. So that's just a nice fancy way of writing mall. The mall was an ecosystem unto itself, a combination of community and commercialism, peddling everything you needed and everything you didn't. Magic eye posters, wind catchers, Air Jordans. A growing number of Americans, however, don't see the need to go to any Macy's at all. Our digital lives are frictionless and ruthlessly efficient with retail and romance available at a click. Malls were designed for leisure, abundance, ambling. You parked and planned to spend some time. Today, much of that time has been given over to busier lives and second jobs and apps that let you swipe right instead of haunt the food court. Malls, says Harvard business professor Leonard Blah, I don't care that unpronounceable name, were built for patterns of social interaction that increasingly don't exist. So those social interactions only are missing. Okay. Great. Let's look at the first question. The central idea. I thought a sneeze was coming. The central idea of this passage is that the closure of malls has affected the social. Is that the main idea? See, this is spoken about कि economics थोड़े खराब हो गए हैं, recession जितना job loss हुआ है, right? But social life, economic life को कितना affect किया है, that has not been spoken. It's not saying that GDP income has gone down for people, or people are not really meeting each other at all. So this has affected, but that's not the main part. Advantages of malls outweigh the disadvantages. Is that what this is saying? No, right? There are disadvantages, there are advantages. Malls used to perform a social function that has been lost. This is what it's about, right? That the mall is a gathering place. And now abhi ye socially nahi raha interaction, so malls are also getting lost. People are just busy on apps and with their second jobs. So C is looking good. Malls are closing down because people have found alternate ways to shop. That is not the central idea. This is also true, but the main point is that malls used to perform a social function that has been lost. So this was a very tricky question, right? Because a lot of things seem right. All of these things are spoken in the passage, but if you see, right, the last paragraph, malls were designed for leisure, abundance, ambling, right? And now this social life, this whole thing is about, this is also shows social life. This is also about, meeting place. So excluding the first paragraph, which is factual, it's almost everything is about how American malls were the place where you went for your first date, etc. Right? So it's about the social aspect. That's why your answer is C. To highlight, why does the author say in paragraph 2 the massive distribution centers Amazon has opened across the country? So 178 jobs, right? Some of it Amazon has given, and not too far from the malls the company helped shutter. So it's saying, okay, yeah, the jobs were given, and that too very close to where the problems occurred. So it's highlighting the irony of the situation, right? That some jobs were lost, but some jobs. What is irony, guys? Irony is something like you expect. You know, I'm just thinking of a good example for irony. So, for example, if I said that you don't pronounce a word properly, but I say pronounce, right? So the irony is that I myself am not pronounce properly, and I'm talking about pronouncing. So you have some sort of dichotomy, right? That is where irony comes from. So here also you're saying that okay, jobs were lost. Amazon, right, gave some jobs, but this job that was given was close to, तो जो नुकसान हुआ लोगों का उसको थोड़ा यहाँ पे भरपाई हुआ है. There is the irony. To indicate that malls and distribution centers are located in the same area. No, that's not what this was about. To show that Amazon is helping certain brands go online. No. This is not. It's about jobs. It's not about certain brands going online. To indicate that the shopping habits of the American middle class have changed. Yeah, true hai. But this example is not given to show that the shopping habits have changed. Shopping habits change comes in the last paragraph. Correct? It's coming here that people are clicking and they're swiping left, etc. Right? They're buying on apps. But Amazon का बात अलग यहाँ पे हुआ है in the second paragraph. So it's not about jobs. The one that seems very close is option B. But the reason the example was given, right, is to show that yeah, some of the jobs that were lost were given to the people who were working in Amazon, which was only close by, right? So option A. In paragraph 1, the phrase real estate developers once stumbled over themselves to quote, took brand name anchor outlets to quote. No, this quoting here, right? You quote your partner, which means you make them fall in love with you, is what the word courting here means. Flattery, right? You are eager to please them. So it is not the court, yani, apna high court, supreme court. It's not that court. So A is out. B, collaborated with one another. Collaboration, guys, is not given. See, when you say stumbled over themselves, when do people stumble? When they are running towards something. So real estate developers were running so fast that they stumbled over themselves. When people, right, come from a big, just imagine this, that you have a gate and this gate is closed, right? Let's say it's an MTV Roadies audition. Now, as soon as the gates open and all these people start going in, some people are going to stumble over themselves because they just rush to go in, right? So, B, there's no collaboration with one another. They were eager to get brand name anchor outlets to set up shop in their mall. That's what this is about. To court here is to get people to join, right? Malls are closing down because people have found no, it is not. This is come again towards the end, and this is right at the beginning. Okay, so for the first question, the answer is C, then you have A, and then you have C, right? The next three questions. The author calls the mall an ecosystem onto itself because people gathered there, right? It's clearly given. If you just go back and check, okay, it was the gathering place. But these are workplaces, not gather. Mall is a gathering place. So it's all about people meeting there, right? So, of course, people of all walks and all went there, but that's not the reason it was an ecosystem. People of all ages and all walks also go to a train station, correct? But that doesn't make the train station an ecosystem. So, A is out. People could shop as well as eat in one place, yeah, but that's not the reason why it became an ecosystem. It was the gathering. So, C is good कि वहाँ पे commerce भी होता था और social life भी होती थी. It's all things that are not needed. No, this is not the reason, right? What is the reason out of these options? It is only option C. Why does the author say that the mall has been America's public square? Because that's where people met. Malls did not bar anybody from entering the space. Yeah, but again, see, train stations also are not barring anybody from entering. But that does not make train stations public square. They were a great place to shop for a youth section. Yeah, but it's not just middle class. So everyone went there. So B is also wrong. Were a hangout place where families grow close to each other. No, you met everyone, not just families. Families can meet each other at home also. Where for everyone to gather and interact. So it is D. Author describes perfume clouds in order to. So, what is this saying right here? Okay, think of your mall or think of the one and think of this, think of that. It's trying to make you remember how the malls were when you were a child, right? So, it's evoking memories with the perfume clouds, with the fountain. So, A is looking good. It does describe the smells and sights, but why? So that you can evoke your memories, right? So, B is not as good as A. Emphasize, no, it's not about brands at all. Shows that malls smell good. Cinnamon is just a small part of it, right? Cinnamon and perfume. It's also about the fountain and everything. So answer is option A, right? So out of the three passages that we did, guys, I would say the printing press was the easiest to read, very logical to understand. Options were also very easy. This was the most difficult in terms of options. There were a lot of close options everywhere. Okay. And the first passage was more difficult to read, but the options were pretty good. Okay. So you need to choose passages with care. Out of these three passages, I would do the second passage first. Then I would do this passage because it's easier to read. And then I would do the last passage, right? So great. Here is your puzzle. For next time, please think about this. You have a square quilt. Quilt is your razai, right? That is made up of identical squares and two sizes of right angled isosceles triangle. So ये right कौन से दो साइज है तो ये तो आइडेंटिकल स्क्वायर है राइट ये भी स्क्वायर है ये सब आइडेंटिकल स्क्वायर है एंड द टू साइजेस इज दिस इज वन साइड दिस इज द अदर साइज so सिर्फ ये दो आइसोसेलेस ट्रायंगल है so you have to find out what percentage of the quilt is shaded right. Here is your reading assignment guys. Tenet अभी अभी रिलीज हुई है क्रिस्टोफर नोलन की. It's a very good film is what people are saying, but it seems that the dialogue is muffled all the time. So what it talks about sound technology, guys. Please have a look at it. The article. It's a very good article. We'll meet each other again in the evening where we'll do the remaining questions from slot 1 in VARC, which will include para summary and jumbled paragraphs. Okay. Finally, you can find me on the Unacademy app. So guys, mat intezar kijiye. This is the best place to study, and there's great content and great test series, great analysis also. So please just subscribe to it. And which subscription to go for if you're focused on CAT 2020? Look at the 12-month subscription. If you're confused between 20 and 21, then you should go for the 24-month subscription, right? So great. You can use the code Munira10 to get a 10% discount. And I will see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.